This is the first time we are doing this kind of workshop in this part. We will have some participation from people who already have, who have already been a part of that this kind of exposure. So we invited people from Maharashtra. There was participation from UK as well. So we know that India is the second most vulnerable country in the world in terms of climate change disasters. And then Sundarban is one of the vulnerable places in India which have been very hardly affected by climate change phenomena. There was a cyclone few years back called Ayla which devastated the community. But at the same time, Sundarban is a classic example of adaptation, a classic example of community resilience, and also is a success story to be showcased because of the efforts like VSSU, Energy, who have shown that even in hard conditions, like we can have some kind of adaptive techniques which can kind of overall help the community to fight back the natural disasters. And so this was one of the objectives which led us to select Sundarbans and VSSU. The workshop was planned for like 3 days, and we thought we will bring along some of the experience which we had in Goa, some of the life show stories, then some parts of economics, some part of development, disaster management, climate science, and also bringing in people who can share their own stories, connect with the theme of the workshop, and probably take back some lessons from this workshop and implement projects and also build kind of a community around them.
Joining the seminar, it is really great to be here in Lakshmikanpur, West Bengal. The purpose to join the seminar was to know more about environment, and to know more how we can involve to make a change as far as climate change is concerned, as far as a sustainable world is concerned. It's a very pressing issue in the entire world, where we're talking a lot more about how do we really decrease the carbon footprints that we have, and we can increase cleaner air and to breathe a healthy air, and what we are really giving out to the next generation. That is very, very important.
I've been attending this workshop for Agents for Sustainable Future for the past 1 day, and I'm really looking forward to attend this workshop because it has been a wonderful experience for me out here. Well, attending this workshop which was related to climate change was a urge for me because I have been associated with issues of climate change almost for the past 2 to 3 years extensively, and if you look at my childhood, I would say these issues have been affecting me for almost when the day I was born. Well, I basically belong to a place which is called Talcher, and it is roughly 200 kilometers from the capital Bhubaneswar in Odisha. And the major primary occupation there is the mining activity, the coal mining activity. And because of this coal mining activity, there has been a lot of dust particles and lot of pollution in the atmosphere in the local areas. So diseases like asthma and pneumonia are a common problem in these areas in Talcher. You would be surprised to know that 9 out of 10 people in these areas are suffering from asthma. And to be more particular, all the family members in my family are suffering from asthma. So these kind of acute chronic respiratory diseases have been bringing in a concern in my mind that why can't we succumb these small problems? Why are we so much into the activities of mining that we can't even look after to our health standards? And all these pollution and climate change activities which I've been seeing in that area, the temperature rising for almost 1 to 2 degrees in every 10 years, these things had affected me a lot. But I always felt a sense of helplessness because I thought I can't never really do anything for this. But then in the later half of my life, when I actually joined in for engineering in electronics and telecommunication in Bhubaneswar, I actually met people who had the like-mindedness, who had the same intellect which I was having, and I shared the thoughts that actually we the youth have the power to do something for the environment, and we can actually do something to bring in a positive response towards climate change.
What we learned from GSSU is a strong kind of system which may not be completely in line with the existing system, but at the same time it is a very important and critical part of each villager's life. So that was one of the takeaway from the workshop which we as a team of coordinators could have from them. Then the story of energy was very amazing to check on, because normally you see like solar energy as only a standby system, not as a complete cycle.
There was no after-sales service product. There was no one who's being trained. There was no capacity building that happened in those areas. That was one gap. The other was affordability. Solar is expensive, but everyone started thinking about how can we make solar cheap. No one was thinking about how can solar be affordable. And that's when we thought maybe solar can be provided in some financing schemes.
So Onergy's visit was more of a system thinking rather than an isolated thinking, wherein each product, each service has a kind of connection to something. So that was another takeaway from this workshop. So these all combined together, coalesced together, made us more stronger in terms of the commitment or the confidence which we could not do in terms of without in individual interaction.
Attending this workshop, Agents for Sustainable Future, for the past one day has been just amazing, because I could actually meet people who share the same intellect with me. I can find people who have the same thought process as I am having, and I find a platform where I can meet people, I can network with people who would come, who have the same ideas as I have, and we can mutually help each other to work on different projects related to climate change. And for conducting this workshop in a beautiful way, I would like to thank all the organizers, Initiatives for Change, IYCN, Environment Health Matters, Switch On, Onergy, and all the similar organizations who have been working day in and day out to make such kind of workshops possible for we the youth, so that we can come together and do something in the local communities for the issues of climate change.
One of the outcomes of the workshop was to get few people who are working already in this sector to work together as a unit, as one team, also in their own personal space and also as a collective space.